Dissension MMA is brought to you by Kamikaze Overdrive, the best fight breakdowns and betting strategy you can find. Welcome back, fight fans, to more Dissension, the MMA show for diehard fans and not for those who think that submissions are underwater. As always, I'm your host, Ryan Fight Freak Poli, giving you a post-fight recap of UFC Fight Night 50, so let's get to it. Skelly grappled the out of Soriano, thus validating his last quick submission victory as nothing but pure skill. Beal gets away with attacking Matsuda way after the bell, proving that Mario Yamasaki doesn't only overlook penalizing points to Jose Aldo. Beal still fights aggressively and gets a decision win. Another close and controversial fight for Rafael Natal, but at least this time he's on the winning side. If I were a bigger fan of Camozzi, I'd probably have more to say. But at least Natal didn't perform as bad as his fight against Ed Herman. Iaquinta put on a striking clinic against Rodrigo Damm. But who didn't really see that coming? I mean, every MMA analyst, every MMA fan, pretty much everyone on the planet except the population of Brazil. Disappointing outcome for the flyweight prospect Justin Scoggins, as Moraga forces him to tap out due to a guillotine choke. Scoggins easily took the first round, but surprisingly tapped to a guillotine choke that didn't quite look like it was tight enough to finish. Commentators were shocked. Despite the mystery of this guillotine choke, we know one thing, being that Scoggins now hates guillotine chokes more than Michael Kiper. On to the main card where Lauzon and Michael Chiesa throw knees, elbows, punches, everything in the clinch, ground, takedowns, back control, you name it, they did it. They put on the fight of the night and absolutely deserved that bonus. After a crazy back and forth round one, Lauzon opened up a cut above Michael Chiesa's eye in the second, prompting the doctor to stop the fight. Chiesa was enraged over the stoppage and said he wouldn't fight again unless he got a rematch. Charles Oliveira and Nick Lentz were supposed to fight, but Charles Oliveira got ill and pulled out, and I was like... Mitrione knocked out Derrick Lewis in under a minute. Seriously, what else can I say about that? Ben Rothwell is proof that landing one good punch can put you from being a mediocre fighter to landing you in the top 10 heavyweights of the UFC. Rothwell states he believes he's going to make a run at the UFC heavyweight title, which makes me think he's been hanging out with Nick Diaz. In the main event, Jacare Souza dominated his rematch with Gegard Mousasi. There was a moment where Mousasi almost landed another beautiful up kick, but Souza avoided nicely and continued to dominate until he slapped down a third-round guillotine submission. And then came the Gator Walk. Now Souza has a strong argument to be the next middleweight title contender. Contact me to place an order for your Dissension MMA gear. As always, I'm your host, Ryan Fight Freak Poli. We'll see you next time.